Hey, Grumpy Gunsmith back. It's been a while. Lots of things going on. COVID, family crisis of different types. Anyways, we're going to start doing some more videos again and keep you guys entertained. And today we're going to show you how to put in a touch hole liner. It's not terribly difficult. It only takes a couple of simple tools and a few minutes to do it. And will definitely speed up the ignition time on your gun. So let's get to it. Alright, to put in a touch hole, you see I've got this one marked already, and the best placement for a touch hole is the top of the pan should be in line with the hole and at the top of the depression of the pan. Alright, so when you got your lock in, you would punch mark this or mark it in some way so that you can punch mark it, and that's what I've done already. I've already punch marked this one, so we'll go ahead and put the touch hole in, and we should start off by drilling the hole undersized. And go up to the final size. For this, I use a number 4 bit. Alright, and of course this has to be right in front of the breech plug, and when I look in the hole I can actually see the face of the breech plug. The next thing is I want to measure how deep that hole is, and I've got one of these calipers I got from the hardware store. It's not the greatest thing, but it works great because it's got a depth gauge on the bottom, and I'll use that by just looking inside the hole and adjusting it so that the length of the depth gauge is just shy of where the bore starts. And that's how deep I want to make the touch hole liner. So we got about that much. Now the touch hole liners I use are ones that are put in with a nipple wrench. They're stainless steel. They are concave inside, but they are longer than I need them to be. And this one's actually pretty close, and if you find that it's a little longer than you need to be because of the wall of the barrel, you simply file this down, and if you need to you can recut the top here to a chamfer, because the idea is to get the powder as close to the exterior of the barrel as possible, and that speeds up ignition. Now, contrary to what most people believe, it's not the flame that goes through this touch hole, it's the heat from the explosion in the pan, and you want that to be, of course, clear whenever you fire, and so it's a good thing to prick it out each time with a touch hole pick of some sort. But this one is pretty good. This will give me, it looks like probably 1/8 of an inch barrel wall thickness, and you can actually reduce that if you want to, but I think this will be fine, so, considering how deep that hole is. So the next step will be to tap this, and it's going to be 1/4 28, which is a standard thread unless you're using one of Jim Chambers' White Lightnings, which is 1/4 by 36, and you need a special tap for that, which is available from him. I use these that I get from Track of the Wolf, these touch hole liners, and they're standard 1/4 28. So let me get my tap and dies, and I will get the right tap out. So hang on just a second. Alright, I got my 1/4 28 tap, and just start it like you normally would any other hole, making sure it's lined up properly. You want it nice and vertical in both directions. As you can see, when I'm putting it in, when it starts to get a little tight, I'll back it off, and that kind of clears the chips out of the teeth. And once you're all the way through, you got it. Now most of these touch hole liners have a slight chamfer on top. I don't know if you can see this one that well. Right here at the top, it's got a slight chamfer. There's the slight chamfer right on top there. So the next step will be to countersink this slightly. You don't need much. Then using the nipple wrench, I'll just go ahead and install this. Get it down good and tight. And if you want to, you can actually remove the breech plug and check the inside to make sure it's not protruding into the bore, because if the touch hole liner is sticking into the bore, then you'll have trouble when you go to clean it. The patches will start hanging up on it, and you'll end up losing patches in the breech of the barrel, which are kind of a pain to get back out. So like I said, if you want to, you can unscrew the breech plug or have it already out while you're doing this, and check the inside visually to see that that's not hanging down inside. Now, other types of touch hole liners you can get are these ones with the screw slots in them. And I really don't like these. I don't like the way the heads are made, so that you're actually got fewer threads at the bottom than one that's threaded all the way to the outside of the barrel wall. And I guarantee you that after a couple of years of shooting, you'll never get this out with a screwdriver. It'll just be next to impossible, and you bung it up, and you'll have to use an easy out to get it out anyways. The other ones that I've seen are simply these Allen head set screws. They're okay. I don't like them. They do thread all the way to the outside edge, which is good, but there's no countersink, so you end up with sort of a line around the hole. And they usually put these in with the Allen socket on the outside. Okay, fine. That gets the heat in quicker. Yeah, it works. And you have to drill a hole, of course, all the way through. 1/16 of an inch is what I use for a touch hole. But I still don't like these. They're not going to come out easy. You'll probably end up stripping out that socket before you're getting it out. So again, an easy out would have to be used to remove it. Now the next thing is we're going to cut this head off, and it's got a turned section here so I know where to go with the saw blade. And then we're going to file this down to the depth we need. And can see that hole showing up now that's been drilled into it. Now about this point I don't take it all the way. I will take a ball peen hammer and hammer around that outside edge, and that will make the touch hole liner fit tighter around the outside edge. And that will alleviate a lot of the problem where you might see a line around the edge. And finish filing it flush. And I'm going to draw file this one a little bit. And you can see there's no line around the outside edge now. Of course, when you blue this or brown it or whatever you're going to do, that stainless steel is going to still show up fairly bright. So there's nothing you can do about that, but you've gotten rid of any line around the outside edge. Now these holes are smaller than what I like. I prefer a 1/16 of an inch. So I'll just re-drill this slightly larger. There you go. One touch hole installed, and the barrel's ready to go back in the gun. So that's about it. And centered on the pan depression. So that's what you're looking for. Alright, so that's how you put in a touch hole liner. It's not terribly difficult. It takes only a few tools and will increase the speed of your ignition quite a bit. The touch hole liner I put in, if it blows out in time, which it will through heat of the ignition, I simply use an easy out to get it back out again and put a fresh one in. Not terribly difficult. So I hope you guys learned something. And if not, I'm sorry about that, but maybe one of the other videos will help you out more. Y'all take care, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.